My name is Kyle Smith. I'm the band director at Westbrook High School. My wife and I have taught music here in Westbrook in the middle school and high school for 13 years. Tomorrow we get to go to the Berklee Jazz Festival in Boston. This band has been for over 30 years, and we have a big award for all the decades this band has attended this festival. It's the largest festival in the country for jazz high school students, and we won this 3 years ago. So it's a really hard thing to win, but we have done that in the past. There's a lot of bands from a lot of places. So we'll work really hard, and the kids are doing awesome right now. They're playing amazing. If they win, that's great. If they don't, they're still playing amazing. We have two jazz ensembles at the high school. There's a jazz band, like a junior varsity group, and then a jazz ensemble. So most of these kids have played in the jazz band before. So they haven't gone to Berklee with that group, but if they're the first year in here, they have. We do have one student who was in it when he was a freshman and when we won 3 years ago.
Which
That's Jack Scheibels, who was our drum major this year. We can't miss anything when you're playing like that. So whatever you just did. No, so you guys sound great. You do. All right. So most importantly, I know we've worked a lot this week. Do you guys feel like when you're playing this music with the people around you that you're enjoying yourself?
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
The 51st Annual Berklee High School Jazz Festival. Please join me in welcoming the Westbrook High School from Westbrook, Maine, as directed by Kyle Smith. So Westbrook has actually been attending for 42 years, you said? So that's a very long time. 42 years?
I thought it was in the 30s, but...
Oh, 32 years. Okay. My apologies. I'd like to introduce our Berklee adjudicators. We have Ken Brass from our Pro Music Department. We have Mark Shalansky from Ear Training. Jarrett Shield from our Education Department. And the verbal critique will be provided today by Mitch Seidman from Ear Training.
One, two, one, two, one, two. correctly, for the judge's choice for this performance to Nate Johann. I said it was an ear training. I got the name. Okay. Thank you. To Mr. Smith and Westbrook High School. For participation, 32 years?
Something like that.
Something like that.
36.
36.
We got a 35 plus last year.
Oh, then we'll have what? 36. I wasn't Georgia. So I'm going to go through the program with a few comments. And hopefully it'll help people out. First of all, Take the 8 Train was rather a surprise. You know, when you hear that with them, that was really, it was a nice surprise. It worked very well. Some things I think you got to be a little bit careful of. Sometimes the melody would get swallowed up. So you got to be aware of who's playing the melody, and everyone else, I would recommend bring it down a little bit, even despite what it might say in the music. You know, but I felt it gets a little swallowed up sometimes. Nice alto solo. Just made a little comments as I went along. Or the basic recommendation. I think you can accentuate the harmony. You know, like if you're walking, good time, did a real good job there. But I think you could select notes that would accentuate what the harmonies do. Good bass player listened to get a chance. You heard much of Oscar Pettiford. Okay. He's really good. Oscar Pettiford was a great bassist. He had this thing that he would do where he would play the same note twice in a row, keep the time going. You know, that kind of, and it swung like crazy and it sounded beautiful. But it made the harmony, you know, the way the chords sounded very, very prominent. So I think that would be something to check out. Rockabye, River. Was that Duke? Yeah. What a surprise, yeah. Duke Ellington, a lot of surprises. And if you played with Duke's spirit, I really enjoyed it. It was a very nice performance. River Dance, I hadn't heard before. Had a lovely flugelhorn intro. Played that intro. Beautiful. Really, really nice. And it was kind of neat because you didn't know what was coming. Well, you knew what was coming. I didn't know what was coming. So and the harmony is beautiful. Very pastoral, very nice. And the transition was terrific. You know, it almost felt like you went to acoustic instruments. Almost felt that it was such a different sound than previously. Did a great job. I really enjoyed that. And what recommendation I was going to make? You took the trumpet solo. Yeah. I would recommend that maybe you step out.
Give a mic,
yeah. I had feeling it was a little hard. Yeah. I found it was a little bit difficult for me to hear and playing really nice stuff. But you want you to share it with us. You know, they want to hear it. So you're going to step out and do something with the mic to make it a little bit fun. Anyway, thank you. How about another round of applause?
As we go back, enjoy the time with each other. It's a great time. If you're not playing the combo,
51st Annual Berklee High School Jazz Festival. We're welcoming the Jazz Combo from Westbrook High School in Maine to be performing for us next. I'm told they've been coming for 36 years, and that the 2016 version is band won the competition. So let me introduce the adjudicators in the back. We have Ivan Santo, who's from the Jazz Composition Department at Berklee, and John Moore, who's in the piano department, and Carl from this department. And we also have Tim Ray from the piano department, who's going to be doing the comments after the performance. So, let's welcome the Jazz Combo from Westbrook Community.
name's Tim Ray. I teach here at Berklee along with my friends who are finishing up some written comments for you. They're in the back. I'm going to give you just a couple of verbal comments while we're here and for music that's going to freshen our minds. But first, again, I want to thank you for being here. It's great to present you here at Berklee College, and thanks for all the work that you did. A lot of work clearly went into this performance. And so I also want to acknowledge your director, Kyle. Yeah. I'm sure put in a ton of work here, helping obviously you guys get this together, and also gathering you up and getting you down to Boston for Maine. So yeah, really great work. So a couple of comments. Again, some really nice playing from all of you. I thought it was some interesting material. One of the things that it's so important when as a listener to be able to hear what's going on. And I just felt like there was a certain amount of time when I had a hard time hearing. I think some of it might have been the drums were a little loud at times. I liked when you shifted to mallets. I think it was on the second tune. That was kind of cool. And partly just because I love mallets, but also partly because it gave us a different color. I kind of felt like, I don't want to pick on you, but I kind of felt like sometimes the sound of the right cymbal was, at least where I was sitting, was sort of covering up some things from time to time. So, when I think about colors, obviously on the drum set you've got a lot of different choices, but also you have choices of whether it's sticks, mallets, brushes. It's good to kind of get some, the chopsticks, rods, whatever they're called. It's good to have some of those tools in your toolkit so you can kind of change things up as you need to. Again, like I said, there were some times I think during the trombone solo I had a little hard time hearing the trombone. So it's just that. Again, the keyboard was a little too loud. I'm a piano player, and I know exactly the difficulties of playing electric keyboard as opposed to an acoustic instrument. You have to have a whole different sensibility of how the volume plays in the room and against the other instruments. So again, when you're soloing, I loved it. It was really strong. You had a very nice, strong approach for your solo. But then when the accompaniment happens, sometimes you have to. I use a volume pedal when I play keyboard, just so I can make those adjustments. Obviously, you can do it with the slider too. But just being aware of that. It was the second tune was called Rachel, right? And you're Rachel. Is it for you? No. It's just a coincidence. Okay. Sorry, I just like the comment, and you got the solo on it, so I thought, oh, cool. Feature. Anyway, but again, a great job. One of the other things I was thinking about was there were just certain times when it's tricky in this kind of music because. Of course, there's a lot of variables. It's not like classical music where everything's written, everything's on the page, and if you count the right number of measures of rest, you know right when to come in. In this setting, you don't always know that, right? It could be the saxophone's going to take an extra chorus of solo, or maybe the trading is, So it's obviously important to listen, but it's also important to be committed when you do come in. I felt like there was a couple of times when maybe one of the two of the horns were a little unsure about coming in like as a background, and I think that sort of thing. And again, I've played music for most of my life, and I know exactly the feeling of like if someone in the band is uncertain, it's kind of like a little virus that spreads. It's like all of a sudden now the vibes is a little uncertain because the trumpet was uncertain, and now maybe the bass is uncertain because the vibes were uncertain, and so sometimes you have to battle that. And the way you battle it, really, other than just being super prepared, which is obviously always a good idea, is just when you do come in, be strong. Even if you're not sure, just like one teacher said, don't make quiet mistakes, make loud mistakes. Because I'm not encouraging you to make mistakes, but what I'm encouraging you to do is just be committed to when you're entering or when you're going to the bridge of a section. Just make sure that you're your statement is clear, because that communicates to the other members of the band. It's like, okay, you know, even if for some reason maybe Rachel's a little unsure about where they are, maybe if the trombone player comes in really strong at letter B or whatever, then she knows, oh, okay, we're at letter B because the trombone player is really strong. So, like I said, so just you know, don't be afraid. This is not the kind of music you want to be shy. You know, this is the kind. I mean, of course, you want to play with dynamics always, but you want to be committed to when you do make entrances. So I think that's the kind of, that's type of thing will help your group as well. Just have a little more confidence. Okay, so last thing I have to do is have a little award to give out. It's called the Judge's Choice Award. We give this to one member of the ensemble. I would, you know, give one to all of you if I could, but we talked about it and wanted to give this award. This is just for today in this room on this day. We thought there was one member of our ensemble that was presenting something that we really appreciated and wanted to acknowledge that as musicians and educators here at Berklee. So for today we wanted to give the Judge's Choice Award to Nate. Extremely valuable, don't lose it. Okay, so thank you again for coming out to Berklee, and it's great to hear you. Hope to hear you again sometime. Have the rest of your day.
Really importantly for anybody who's watching, we do have a website that has everything up all the time for videos if you've missed performances or anything that you'd like to check out if you're not able to get there or see when there are performances in town coming up. That's westbrook.band. So that's really easy to access for anybody who wants to, westbrook.band.